So, our topic today, two things, and they tie into each other. And the reason I'm saying this is I've started to go to lunches. I say start, I've always done this, but I'm starting to get more proactive with going out to lunch with people or breakfast because part of it is so if I'm gonna go eat somewhere, I'd rather go out and eat with friends. But other things to catch up and stuff. And what I found is that doing this and meeting either people that I've met, but I get to spend more time one on one with them and talk kind of at a deeper level than something like a quick chit chat. There's some very, very, very good people in this area that are doing some cool things, and I'm a big proponent of our area. And a lot of these people, they're on the younger side because that's kind of my friends or roughly my age or their peers. But there's some, there's definitely people that are older than me that I go get coffee with or have lunch to, and a lot of them are people that I look up to or take a lot of business or life advice from, and they're people I try to meet with regularly also. But I have met with a few younger people recently. I say younger, but people in their 20s, and they're doing a lot of cool things and have a lot of ambition. And we'll probably won't get into this full topic because I actually have a longer podcast coming up in a couple of weeks with a couple of these people, and they're basically going to talk about how millennials aren't as lazy as people probably think that they are. I think there are definitely a lot of lazy millennials, but I think there's just as many millennials that are getting after it and doing some cool things. So one of the things I want to talk about today is, and I think we'll probably have enough time to talk about this without going into the other topic. So we'll go right into supporting others, and we'll keep the other one for a different day.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so don't get too long. So the idea of trying to support others in business, I say business pursuits, but life pursuits or whatever that may be. So today I met with, our friend Brittany, and hi Jordy.
Hi.
So I met with our friend Brittany today, and Brittany obviously is passion for art, and she's trying to make that happen. So we had a pretty in-depth conversation as to some things that she's doing or wants to do or things she could do. I'm very big on trying to support others in whatever they're doing and trying to, if I can either, whether it be a referral for some reason or whether it be a connection somehow that I can make for them, or whether it's just straight up support and an ear to speak to.
Yeah.
Trying to be there for our friends to support them in whatever they may be doing, and just having their back and trying to allow them to also pursue their goals. And what is your, I know, take Brittany, I know you've talked to her, but I know you have other friends that are in that situation, and they're probably like young and trying to figure out their lives and trying to get their start. And so what's your experience with that, and what do you take away, or what do you try to add to people that are in a business pursuit? Because I still think, even though we work together, you're a good sounding board for me because I talk to you a lot about stuff, and vice versa. And then Jordy just walked into the office here too, and she can probably attest to this. But so what is your thoughts on that? What's your experience? Do you have any specific examples that you've been on either the receiving end or giving end?
I guess yes to all of that, and it's kind of, as you like to say, a rising tide lifts all ships, or
A rising tide raises all ships.
raises all ships. Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's true, and not just in working with your own organization, but I think in general. And I think a lot of the time people who are young entrepreneurs view things as highly competitive, which it is, but competitive in that I have to crush other people, crush the competition in order to be successful, and that's not really the case. And I really largely like supporting people who are doing art and writing and stuff like that, just because I find it's harder to be successful with that, and having at least one person who recognizes the work is very important. I guess I can think of a bunch of different little variants and experiences, but
yeah, but I think so I take two people that I went to lunch with. One girl is stepping out into a similar field, but her own field, I should say, or basically is going to become her own boss, in a sense. And the storyline behind it is something that she's always wanted to do, and it's kind of cool that she's pursuing it. She's like, you know what, I'm young, I want to do it, I want to take the jump and the risk and try to do it. And I think for her it's going to be one of the best decisions of her life to do it. And even if it doesn't work out the way she plans, she's going to get a hell of an education on whatever she goes into to build in the next step of her life. And then the other one was Brittany, and Brittany's an artist, like you talked about.
Yeah.
And I think, Brittany is God love her, she is just that eccentric, crazy, fun-loving person,
Oh, yeah.
and she's all over the place, and but in the best way possible. And I think that some of the stuff that she's trying to do, and you can just tell she's happier right now than she's ever been. That at least from my brief, knowledge of her, which has been a year and a half to 2 years, she seems very happy what she's doing, and because she has a passion for what she's doing. And I told her, I said, here's some things that you should be able to do, and try to help her with that. And I had someone come in yesterday, met with me here, totally different industry, came in asking about marketing.
Yeah.
And I said, sure, I will meet with you about marketing, and I'll give you all the information that I hopefully, or kind of give you like a mini consultation thing, but basically it's just, hey, how can my knowledge maybe help you in an industry I'm not in, but
Yeah.
I have enough of a background of how marketing works and how human, digestion of information and human psychology and all this stuff, how that all works to, the best ways to market to people and spread your awareness of your brand. I kind of look at that stuff like I'm not getting paid for that. None of that does anything with me selling houses. But I think at the end of the day, if you can help people out and give out support and be good to people and give your time to people and I think that because I get a lot out of people giving me information,
Yeah.
and so to me it's kind of a giving back. And I think as I've gotten older, when I first started, nobody was coming to me for information because I had nothing really to give. I mean, I had a good work ethic, and I wanted to pursue something, but I didn't have the background knowledge. And now I found that I've got a good pulse on a lot of things, and I'm trying to get better. Hello, Becca. How you doing? Becca Belton, everybody. She was a guest on Gail and Trombley show, plugging the other show. But it's the idea of trying to help others out, and that's a couple examples right there. And I think just amongst our office, I think we all do a great job at that too, just trying to help each other out. And if you don't know somebody, ask it, or hey, give advice, or maybe I see that you're not doing something the most efficient way, and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And vice versa. You say, hey, I know you've been doing this for a while, but you suck at this thing. Why don't you get better at this? And it's good. I like bouncing ideas back and forth. But I think the idea of, like you alluded to it, the rising tide raises all ships analogy is that if we can all build each other up, that we're all going to get better. And if we can all get better, then our area is going to get better, and then that will, hopefully bring more opportunities. So instead of trying to be, us against them or me versus you kind of thing, if we can all just kind of get on the same page and help each other out. And this could be amongst, I have that, I've met with, there's an otter out there. Sorry, squirrel moment right here, folks, but
Where?
way over there. It's like a beaver or otter walking by the tree line.
It's a woodchuck.
Woodchuck. There we go. Well, so sorry, folks, it just caught my eye. But it's the idea that if people can help each other out, and I've done this in the real estate industry. I've met with people. Obviously, I spend a lot of time with our agents in our office, but I've met people out of our office, other agents in other places, and have asked me about stuff, and I will give them information. I really don't care because at the end of the day, I think there's enough to go around, and kind of like there's enough slices of the pie that everybody can benefit from it. So I'm more of, hey, can I help somebody out? I will do it, and I'm fine. I know what I'm doing. I'm consistent at what I'm doing. I'm okay with helping other people out, and I think by doing that, we can now raise up the industry, or raise up our economic situation of our area, or raise up the arts, or raise up whatever, but just young people getting after it and trying to make this place a better area is what I hope my long-term footprint is on this area, is that I can move us from here to here. I'm not gonna be able to do that by myself, but I'm hoping that me, along with a bunch of other really good people, can go from here to here and make a huge stride. And all of a sudden, like, a couple generations from now, or even just one or two, will be like, wow, like that was like a golden age of our area. And hopefully, hopefully the golden age keeps rolling, but it will be a very big benefit to us as a whole. So that was my rant. That topic just came because of the other thing, which we'll talk about, I guess, next week. But anything, it's the secret thing. Anything else you want to talk about on that topic?
Not really. I've been working a lot this past year on really setting my values, and working on less on, I guess, concrete goals for myself and more on working towards my values, making sure every action I have is towards my values, and kind of seeing the fruits of that come up, and just that, you know, really supporting local people and supporting other people, and not seeing things as a competition has been one of those values, and I find that it has been very helpful in my personal success, in helping others helps you at the end of the day, even if it doesn't directly do so, it does.
Yeah, 100%. A smile and a good attitude go a long way. You know, and I think if you can talk to people and bring some type of light to, like, I have people that know me, I'm kind of goofy and outrageous at times, but at the end of the day, it brings a smile to people's face, and that, you know, they typically have a better, maybe have a better opinion or more fun with me versus not. Meaning, I don't want to be like the downer of the group. I'd rather be the person they can look at and, you know, kind of have a smile or kind of loosen the mood a little bit. So, I think that's good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.